Let's change it up a little bit. Let's take sure-footed. You take 15% less damage from all sources and are also much more resistant to pushback. Let's include some defensiveness in our runes, other than just having an extra dash. Hello and welcome back to another Onkruid video, welcome back to another Soulstone Survivors video. Welcome back to a video where we are activating all curses to get the void essences, the legendary minerals, the whole lot, the whole shebang. Let's just jump straight into it. We are still playing with the barbarian. I want to completely complete this character before moving on to the next one. It's kind of like just a little part of my perfectionism that is in there, and I know that it makes for maybe potentially boring content to watch, but then I have a small little life hack for you, and it's called click away from the video and go do something else with your life. Please don't though. Please don't. I need you people. I need you people in my life. I need these views. It allows me to pay for food for my 4 sick children and my 2 dogs that have cancer in various different parts of their body. So please just like donate to my Patreon, subscribe to my OnlyFans, and send me a picture of your entire cock and balls, please, because that's really what keeps me going throughout the day, you know. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, I don't want to unlock this guy. I don't want to participate in any crazy events. Are we gonna keep heavy strike? Slow attack the strikes directly in a large area, applying bleed. So it applies just like 1 bleed and it doesn't deal that much damage. Maybe we should focus on kind of getting rid of that ability, because it's a strong early game ability, that's for sure, but it doesn't apply that many negative effects and it doesn't deal that much damage also. So it's kind of like the opposite of a Hannah Montana song, if you will, because it's the worst of both worlds. We just took 32 damage, which is quite a lot for this stage of the game. Don't know what happened there, but it's all gonna be fine. A-okay. Everything's gonna be coming up Millhouse. Don't really like any of these. Body Slam is very nice for the early game. That's exactly what we're looking for. Give me all the Fateful Strikes in the world, please. Quick Strike is not really what we're looking for, but we will use it for now. I'm gonna go for some raw damage. I'm gonna make the early game a bit easier. Shrapnel Bomb is going to be nice to apply some bleed right now, because that's what our build is mainly focused on, but we are definitely going to try to replace that with something else in the future if possible. Quick Strike definitely needs to go. Body Slam can stay for now, it might go in the future, or we could go for like a health build. We could definitely go for like a health build and just make Body Slam one of our main damaging abilities. Don't need any of these. Bloodlust though, sign me right the freak up. Impending Doom, yes sir. And already we are getting into some nice domains. Swing, lasting area, physical. I think it's going to be better than Quick Strike already. So I think we will definitely take a Blade Storm, because it applies a whole bunch of negative effects and applies a whole bunch of bleed stacks. After recording this video, me and my girlfriend are going to go out for a nice dinner. We are just going to go eat some kebab, some chepapi, which is going to be very, very tasty. It's something I've been looking forward to for a while, eating that again. And the opportunity has never come up. It's not the healthiest food, sure, but it has a lot of vegetables, copium, right? Right, guys? Am I right, fellas? Any dietary experts out there? Shrapnel Bomb can go, I think. We know that Flurry is a nice skill to have, so we can definitely invest in it again. We should definitely get rid of Heavy Strike in favor of something like Scent of Blood, I think. And then Ground Slam also still needs to go. We could still go for Savage Strike, we could still go for Titan Slayer or Titan Swing or whatever it's called. Still a lot of opportunities to improve our build, I think. And we are not really that big on the early game kills as big on the early game kills as in the previous runs, I believe. Goodbye Heavy Strike, welcome Savage Strike. Let's see if this is better for us. The Body Slam is of course still doing a whole lot of damage. Again, we did not look at it, but now it's 75%. Let's look at this. Oh, but this is also 75%. So I think that it does just increase the burn damage, and it doesn't increase the percentage. So we should stop picking up multiple iterations of the synergetic skills. I don't think it's going to help us out in the long run. Some critical damage might help us out in the long run though. Right now our build is not yet popped off, but it's on its way. I think Subdue, Powerful Strike, dealing damage and an extra damage per stack of Bleed or Hemorrhage. It's gonna be better than the Ground Slam, right? But we might replace it with Scent of Blood if we do get the chance. Because right now we are not applying enough bleed stacks in a quick enough fashion for the subdue to actually be very, very effective, I think. Am I looking forward to the dinner? Yes. Because it's with my girlfriend? No. Because I have zin in. Because I am looking forward to kebab. Also a joke, by the way. It's always nice to have some quality time, especially now while she is studying for her exams. I really loved this weekend. Had some chill time for the first time in a couple of weekends, and I hope that it will continue on this way and I will get back into the groove of recording some YouTube videos, which will definitely happen if I make sure that I write a lot of my reports after sessions throughout the week on the day that I actually have the session, and it should definitely be possible. I don't know why we didn't get hit there, because it seemed like the red border that indicated the hit marker where the enemy would hit was definitely on top of us, but maybe we are just faster than grease lighting and I am underestimated my own capacities of dodging. How is our build faring so far? Not amazing. 3.6 run gun, not great, not terrible. A multicast on a blade storm will not make the biggest change in the world, but it will do something. And what we are doing right now is at least damaging almost all, we have this right, damaging almost all of these bosses at the same time. I think that was probably the last time we should be picking up raw damage, because raw damage is not what's going to carry us in the late game. In the late game it's going to be all about multicast and cast frequency. So if we could get any of the upgrades in that department, I think we would all be very happy. That's also nice, just the frailty upgrades, because it will increase the damage that we deal to enemies. Frequency for the Bloodlust is also very nice, because it's a global upgrade to our cast frequency. And there we go, everything is going fine. I don't think we are going to keep the subdue, so I think that we are going to leave it at that. Give me all of these gems, please, and there we go. We have to also bear in mind, and you guys have to bear in mind, because I remember it always, almost always, I don't get angry over dying in Soulstone Survivors anymore. We have to bear in mind that we are just playing together the materials, together the resources right now. And we are not actually really looking for victories. Victories are always nice, and I think that it is possible that you only get certain materials after actually achieving a victory, but we have all the time in the world. Damage is multiplied based on your armor power, so I think I'm gonna replace that with, or I'm gonna replace subdue with the Titan's Cleaver, and I am going to focus on defensiveness. Going to focus on block power, armor power, maximum health, and that's gonna save us in the long run probably. What are your guys' plans for the rest of the day? I know, like factually, I know that it is correct that you can't answer me, but if you would just like to answer me, just say it out loud for a second, you know? Just tell me for a second, like, oh, glad that you asked, Vincent, I'm going out for drinks with your mom, or something like that, you know? Just answer the question, and then through the power of the internet, magic, and friendship, I will actually be able to hear what you just said to me. What do we want to replace? Do we want to replace anything? 16,000 damage is quite a lot of damage. You know what? Fuck that. We don't need Scent of Blood. We're gonna... Or do we want to replace... I think we want to replace Titan's Cleaver. I think we definitely want to replace Titan's Cleaver. I hope we made the right call there, but I think we did. Because having more attack speed on the specific types of high damage abilities that we already have is, I think, a bit more beneficial. Some pickup range, just a random old upgrade to have, but nothing to sneeze at. In rage mode right now, we don't need the raw damage anymore. We swore off from that, like a cannabis addict swore off from rolling some fat joints. And there we go. Just keep on staying nice up close and personal. Just get to know them a little bit, get to know your opponents, and then stab them in the back, you know. Synergetic abilities are getting up there, are getting installed into our arsenal. And I think that we have a bit of a better build on our hands already than in the last episode. Do we have one of these already? Desperation. We have 3 of them already. So just for science, 75% chance, 1600 damage. Yeah, it just increases the damage and not the percentage at all. So don't take those skills anymore, because it's not what we need. Don't need any of these either. Some critical damage. Yeah, sure, some critical damage is fine, because it was a quite high rarity upgrade, but in general our build is not really focused on critical damage all that much, I think. How do we fare against this tower? It's okay. It's okay. It needs a little certain je ne sais quoi, a certain oomph to really get online, I think, but we are getting there. getting online is one of my favorite descriptions of when like a certain plan starts working, a certain system starts getting in action, you know, starts being put into action. Other than that, later today I might read a little bit of my book. I still have to prepare some of the conversations that I have tomorrow at work, but I think that it is going to be a very, very slow day. We have all of these already. Do we have spontaneous combustion? I don't see spontaneous combustion anywhere. No, we didn't. Alright, so that was definitely the right call there. I have a very calm day at work. Both Monday and Tuesday are actually very calm days, but it's okay after last week for a second to calm down a little bit. Not the greatest pop of my revive. I definitely could have avoided that. We don't need damage increase. I think that a regular old cast frequency upgrade is more beneficial to us, but what do I know? And I would say what do I care, but I definitely care because I do want to achieve some victories if possible. Come on, Colometh. We have fought our battle many times before, because you were like the first boss to be released together with the poison fella. Nice little health crystal there. But because of our upgrades that we have recently bought in the upgrade tree, we don't need raw damage anymore. We are never going to take Leviathan. We are never going to take the block power. We are never going to take the fire shield. Area effect, that is a bit better. It affects our Blade Storm, it affects our Scent of Blood, and it affects our Bloodlust as well. What was I talking about? What the fuck was I talking about, man? I have no idea. I'm also gonna play a little League game, hopefully, with two of my friends, or well, with one friend and my nephew, Simon. My cousin once removed, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a shit, man. Get out of his range as quickly as possible. You're in rage mode now, that's at least something. We are lacking some damage. Or I think so, at least. When in rage mode, we need to be nice and close to the enemies to actually get the fullest potential out of it. I think I was talking about how busy my week was, right? Yeah. So maximum health, please. Even though we don't... Oh yeah, we still have the body slam, so it's actually a-okay. Last week was hectic. This week I also have the study day on Thursday rather. About gaming and psychology. Maybe try and make a little video about that, if at all possible. I think I might appreciate that later, to look back at some of the highlights. And then also I just hope to learn a lot there. It's definitely going to be fun, that's for sure. Expose weakness, that's nice. The movement speed upgrade would have also been welcome, but expose weakness and applying wounds to the enemies is another type of negative effect that we can definitely use. Make sure that we are outside of all the red circles and red cones that cross our path. We need to get rid of some of these bosses, or otherwise we will be in heaps of trouble, I think. Some more maximum health, please. Thank you. Alright, one boss down. The next wave of bosses is already here though, and we are at a disastrously low health point. Let's move out of trouble here for a second. Try and get over to some more health crystals, but our path was actually crossed by a giant laser, so that didn't make it easier. We need to dash out of here as soon as we get out of this. We did not. Second revive popped, we might not be able to achieve a victory again. I might have to rewatch the first episode that we did again, like episode 99, to see what made that build so successful, but because I really felt like it was just a complete walk in the park, that run. So I need to make sure that I look again at what went differently in those runs compared to these two latest runs, because we have been struggling a lot more. It's not like it seems impossible or anything, but it's definitely not as easy as that first run. All in all, I'm just happy to be here, you know. I don't need to achieve victories. Don't need to achieve victories at all. Friday is a day where I do have 9 clients lined up, which is actually a bit too much, but it is compensation for the rest of the week. And then Saturday I also have 6 clients, so it's gonna be a very weird week, but it's gonna be okay from a financial standpoint, and I hope from a mental health and my own sanity standpoint that it's also gonna be alternating enough to feel fine and to be able to deal with having 9 clients on Friday. I don't think it's gonna be like a problem, but I need to make sure that I don't have it all too often, the 9 client part, because that is just like inhuman. I mean, it's not inhuman to have it for one day. I think that's absolutely fine. I think I'm gonna be a-okay, but if I would have it like multiple like a lot of multiple days in a row or multiple days in a week, then I think I wouldn't survive that. It seems like our computer is kind of dying for a second, so that means that we are doing something right, I think, at least. At least my hope is that, like, the lag is caused by me applying way too many stacks in quick succession. I don't know if it's actually the case, if it's actually true, but I do see some decent poison and bleed numbers up there when I look at their health bars. And we did just kill a whole lot of these bosses, that's for sure. Is our bloodlust up for the entire duration already? Because we have invested quite a lot of upgrades into it. Let's see. It is definitely going to be close otherwise. I think it is either very, very close or it is just up permanently. And I think that is very, very nice that we invested so many levels into it. Definitely looking forward to the food, though I'm starving. I'm thinking about like my body and my health and muscles and stuff a bit more. Watch some calisthenics videos, some workout videos and stuff, just to get some inspiration. Trying to do a little bit of push-ups here and there throughout my day. Just like not go too crazy on it, but pay attention a little bit more to what I'm doing. And maybe get that summer body a bit more ready, if at all possible. Huh. Interesting. I got stuck on an enemy and just got completely evaporated before being able to react. But I think we could have definitely played a bit better there. 1, 2, and then one more here. Once we get enraged, we are popping off, but we still have quite a lot of this upgrade tree to go. Thank you very much for watching. Out these episodes are not too repetitive because I am just farming up one character and not even achieving victories, but I'm still having a blast. Thank you, bye-bye.